You all are legends. Hi Tom, hi guys. 1 second. I'm gonna run through the guys. Of course, Brad, Trifler, Trifler. I hope I'm reading it right. Rich, of course, Gene. Again, Trifler, Black Mamba, good to see you. Murat, привет. Gene, okay, let's give a second for everybody to join. I'm gonna switch screens real quick. I'm gonna need to rush this one a little bit this time around. I'm sorry, this is gonna be rather short. It's just that I still have a birthday today and I kind of need to celebrate. It's kind of between the 29th and the 30th, so I'm going out a little bit later. But so, pardon me, we're gonna try and rush through this. Trailer, Alex. All right, Alex, welcome. I think I've seen you before, but the nicknames make it so difficult. You know, sorry guys. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. I was actually born exactly at 12 at night. My brother was in 12 in the afternoon, and I was exactly 12 at night, so I always do celebrate 29th, 30th. That is kind of a tradition I do. But still, guys, I told you I'm going to do these things. I'm going to try and keep you up to speed and, you know, make sure you guys know what's up, right? John, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm a big girl now. I'm 38. You know, I'm allowed to go to clubs and stuff and party. Johnny, thank you. Let's leave that for later. Let's try and get through the market, because let's see how much time we're gonna have. I mean, it's more important to go through the market. Guys, you know, those who follow and watch the other day know exactly what I've expected. None of this caught us off guard. The market has opened up a new gap. Now we try to close that gap. We've closed that gap throughout the day. I had some people that we speak in the community with. Those can tell you that I've expected this throughout the day. And of course, if you watch the previous videos, I kind of was saying that there will be a little bit of bullish momentum to bring us back into the gap and subsequently bring us below. So no surprises there. But all of that really doesn't matter, because that all of that stuff is in the short term. Arnon, hi brother, good to see you. What we really care about is at this point, it's probably the rest of the session, because we're not going to go back. We have Labor Day on Monday. We're not going to back to the market until Tuesday. So long weekend. Oftentimes, the market makers like to make a move right before we go into that weekend, basically in a way that there's not much that you guys can do about it. And you'd think, well, it gives you the advantage of thinking about it the whole weekend. No, you guys, most of you cannot open positions in pre-market. So there's a lot less volume, and they have basically free reign in what they want to do if need be. My expectation is that today's market is not all said and done. I would probably still wait for Power Hour. Our Arnon, our moderator, is very well familiar with that phenomena. The market can bring a lot of volume very rapidly in both directions. In fact, Arnon and I know very well how the last 10 minutes of the market can still do a lot to the market. Join the community Discord, 17,500 people. Last 5 minutes indeed. Yeah, exactly. That's if you really want to be precise. Join the community. Tom and I have an amazing community. Tom Nash. We of course specialize in our own different realms. Tom is an expert in evaluating companies, understanding exactly the true value of a company the proper way. I specialize in technicals. All of that information is there. Great resource. Not gonna ramble about it for too long. Let's get into stuff. I think 29, 30 people is good. Let's get running. So 1 minute, we usually don't get stuck on it for too much because you can see it sort of, it does not represent the trend in a visible form that is understood to most people. This is more useful for day traders, scalpers, and such. I'm just showing it to you guys to show you that I'm not hiding anything, so to speak. Later, not to waste time to go back to it. We start looking at things in the 5 minutes. It gets a little bit more interesting. As you know, no single wave is ever straightforward. We usually go through these processes, right? You can see it's a back and forth retest, back and forth. How does that come through in the market? In this instance, of course, because we went up on the volume from the day before, we had to correct it. The market does not like the gaps, especially when it comes to the indices. Subsequently, we see all that price action come through in our assets as well, because those who are more familiar, assets and the indices are highly correlated, and pretty much very often we're going to see them moving in tandem, because even if not the individual asset you're talking about is in that individual index, it still is in the other index that is still moving in tandem with the other indices. So you see, at the end of the day, you get this pretty much the same result. Pardon me, had to take a sip. So 5 minutes. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory, a bit of a breather right here, probably something that's exactly what we're seeing right there, potentially continuing to the downside. Again, potentially we'll see, because from the 5 minutes we want to see what the 30 minutes will let us see from that point of view. So potentially more bearish, basically dancing around that level that we are right now on. We were busy with closing the gap. That's the reason we are dwelling on the range we are currently dwelling on. It's basically a very narrow range, as you can see. I'm going to try and mark it up so it's going to be better visible like that for you. Just give me a sec. Here is that range. Sorry, bad color. Let's make it dark red like that, and a little bit thicker, so you can see where we are in the range now. Once it's visible, it's a little bit more distinct, and you can see the market have been testing this area. And I kind of told you when we got to the peak of things here, I told you it's going to be not straightforward. We kind of reach these levels and break down. No, we go sideways for a long time, retesting these various supports and resistances, opening, closing new gaps. That is I wouldn't say a new phenomenon, but it's very indicative of a jittery market, a very frothy market, if you will, that sort of runs away out of its own, from its own self all the time, creates very often these discrepancies in the price action. So we ended up opening with decent gaps, which then in turn leaves us with a chore to be filled and done with. Hello, Midwest. Judy, I think I've never seen you here before. Welcome. Christoph, of course, and one of our continuous members here. Scott, good to see you. Hello, welcome, Michael. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hope you're gonna enjoy what I'm bringing here and showing. Remember, none of this is financial advice, just my own meandering thoughts and just some dude on the internet sharing his opinion. The fact that I worked in the industry means nothing. I could be an idiot and I could be wrong. Now we're done with that little bit. So what we're looking at, the 30 minutes, is actually a little bit more interesting. On the 30 minutes, we can actually see or forecast, if you will, the end of the session. Those who are more experienced understand how exactly we're able to do that. Basically, the indicator is allowing us to see. Pardon me, my phone here is making issues. So what allows us to see is that we're already in oversold territory and we're not necessarily ready to depart. Oftentimes when we reach these oversold territories, we test them various times, right, before we continue on the opposite direction. Although those of you who are less experienced, and we'll look at this from first glance as simple as it appears, we're simply going to go up, meaning giving us bullish momentum, penetrating back into the gap. As you understand, and those who know and seen before, the fact of the matter that this limb and this limb will be identical, that does not mean you're going to get the same result, bringing it to ground zero. What this implies to us, really, if we're going to look at a smaller time frame and saying it's going to be pulling to the downside. So the upside that we're going to see will come at the price of that downside, meaning upside minus downside, cut this, or what you can presume that will be, depending on supports and resistances that are basically intraday. Those are the weaker kind of supports and resistances. I really don't have them on the screen. It's not that they're redundant, but they're more relevant for day traders. Other people, they will just confuse you. They will make your charts just look messy for no good reason. So all in all, even if we're gonna get bullish momentum here, it will be mitigated by the bearish momentum, giving us still retaining a downwards trend, meaning upside, not enough, retaining a downwards trend. That's give or take the prediction from what we can extrapolate out of this. Although if positive, not positive enough. Why? Mitigated by the bearish momentum from the smaller time frames, if you will, to put it in simpler context. This is actually very bullish. Potentially this, if from a standpoint of an unarmed sort of or somebody who's not familiar with these processes, it will look, well, Greg, we've made it to the bottom, right? Shouldn't we revert? No, not straightforward. First of all, we test the bottom as we do test the top very often. More so, notice and be attentive, we haven't really penetrated the oversold territory. These processes, again, not straightforward. That means we have a bit of a relief. Yes, it comes through this form, more sideways, basically mitigating, instead of having so much bearish momentum, it becomes sort of the outcome of the two. But if the bearish momentum is stronger, all the bullish momentum can do is keep it afloat instead of dipping even further and lower. Okay, although we technically already tested the lower levels, you can see right here and right here, we already ended up testing that 55.84, which my argument is that we're going to retrace to very shortly, and subsequently my assumption towards the end of the session is still as stands, although we are basically about 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours away from market close. We can actually make it to that 55 level, which is very symbolic. It's basically a psychological level, completely artificial. There is no actual support or resistance there that is solidified for any mathematical reason. It is purely a fun play of the market makers, if you will. We're just weird like that. Well, we, as if I'm no longer working for the industry, so I'm independent. But still, that's how we operate. Now that's the scarier thing. Remember, the larger the time frame, the more indicative it is of the particular type of movement that we are expecting to see. In other words, what you are seeing here, that if you're seeing some bullish momentum on smaller time frames, and that 1 hour is again larger than the smaller time frames, and it is indicative of the opposite, you should probably expect that opposite, that thing that the larger time frames are indicating or signaling towards, rather than the smaller time frames, simply because we can do a lot more damage or a lot more of that directional movement than we can on the smaller time frames. Again, a couple of candlesticks of 45 minutes will result in lesser movement than several candlesticks of an hour, if that makes simpler sense. Now, let's continue. I hope I'm not talking too fast, guys. I really am trying to keep pace and kind of looking back and forth to the chat. If I'm not saying anything super important, I'm not deviating. Plus, people complain to me they prefer that I finish finish the run through the material, and only then stop for questions. That you guys told me that. If you feel otherwise, let me know. 33 people. It's for man, John, you're a legend. Thank you very much. Guys, yeah, like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Ring the bell. You'll always be up to speed when I go live. That way you'll not miss a thing. We will do Palantir, Tom. We will do Palantir right when we're done with the... We're going to go through the regulars, I think. We're going to do Tesla, Affirm, Palantir, Nvidia. Plug is not interesting. We can do SoFi. We can do Apple. You know, the regular culprits. If you have any special requests that a lot of people are interested in, we might want to see that, but again, only if a lot of people want to see that. We're going to first finish the S&P. For sure, Tom. No doubt, brother. No doubt. Okay, let me just clean this stuff up so you guys can see stuff better. Okay. Sorry, I see a long message there. I'm not going to stop for that for a second, just because that's another suggestion to read the questions or no comment that you are. What do you mean? Sorry. Another suggestion is to read the question or the comment that you are responding to. Slavi, you know, sometimes when I'm running, I'm trying to. I am trying and doing my best to read the question. I will do my best to do so. Yeah, but I cannot promise. Sometimes I just get caught up and just get stuck on a word or something. Remember, English is my third language. So, I mean, sometimes I don't read as smoothly as I wish I would. It just happens. I just end up stuttering, and who's that? You know, what is that any good for? I will mention the question that I'm answering and the person who's asking the question. Christoph, for now, what's the 31 this week? There are some sleeping puts. Maybe Christoph. Maybe we're gonna look at Palantir individually. I'm gonna look at the technicals. You do what you guys think. So remember S&P. Let's get back to business. Sorry for deviating for so long. 1 hour chart is very indicative of a downwards movement. We already had a convergence and diverged back up. So what we have here is the red lines, the D being dominant. So the green is the K. I changed it so it will be a little bit more convenient for you guys. When the green is dominant, we're getting the bullish, sorry, and when the red is, we're getting the bearish movement. So right now we're mid bearish movement. We already almost, you see what's going on here. This is actually a very good example. So you see the slim, and now we're making this slim. The longer we prolong this process, the more bearish it's going to end up on the price action. In fact, if you're attentive, we're halfway, and we already eaten away at about, I would argue, 80% of what we need to in order to stifle the bulls. So if just by doing this, we're already naturally going to find ourselves lower than that initial point, not 1-to-1. This does not mean 10 points up, 10 points down. It can mean that. It doesn't have to. Okay, it's very important. In the past 2 months. Yes, Tom is, because Tom keeps on buying, and Tom doesn't waver, and Tom doesn't have the emotional instabilities that people sadly do have, and Tom can enjoy hard times and be focused on buying. That's very important, and Tom's method works. That's not even a question, it's a fact. Now, so 1 hour, I think we've covered it. It's rather bearish, right? Seems like we're moving down. Let's continue. 4 hours, kind of the opposite, but is it? Let's analyze this for a second. That these movements, the 4 hours, as they come through, when it comes to the type of the wave or how the wave is structured, end up testing for more prolonged periods the overbought or oversold territory. When we are in overbought, we are getting amplified of that buy momentum. That's how we got there. Okay, even though we're weaving up and down, even we're crossing back and forth, still amplified bullish. Notice that most of the wave from before was done when we already penetrated overbought and kept on moving even further higher. You see how this correlates to this, right? Same thing, vice versa. And more so, people will argue, well, look, no, it's not. That's not how it works. This wave, of course, was structuring to the upside. Now we're structuring to the downside. So that's going to be very different. Now we're going to be doing the same thing, potentially amplified to the downside. Remember, the same way I showed you on the other time frames, it's not 1-to-1. We could end up having this. The result of this is going to be far more severe than this. Why would it, right? The way we're going to find what it is far more likely to do for a longer period of time is very simple. We're going to go to the larger time frame, which will be more indicative. Although, in reality, those who are familiar and those who not, I'm going to explain this very quickly. The daily and the 4 hours are very similar. The only difference here, for example, let's look at Palantir right now. We're actually going to do that for a second. If we're going to look at the 4 hourly, you're still going to see and recognize these. Let's remove that just so you can see these columns, right? You can see the pre and post market. So the daily doesn't do that. It just combines the price action into a singular candlestick. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. You see now here, no columns, no pre and post market, no extended hours. Extended hours you can turn on right here, right? sorry, right here, extended regular, extended hours. If you go to regular hours, you no longer see in pre and post market, and suddenly the entire price action is full of holes for no justifiable reason. That's not really how it looks like. It looks more like this. Okay, far more continuous. The holes oftentimes are made during the pre and post market. Oh, damn, so many messages. Waiting for 26 levels. Mike, again, not financial advice, but I do believe we're going to get to see 26 again and lower. In fact, I am happy to see that the small caps made a bit of a run up. That way, the correction makes a lot more sense because they were so low that with the correction, that puts them at numbers that are just scary to think about, literally. We have a major put, Christoph, September at 27 strike. Very likely, Christoph, I think we have a support there, 27 as well. We're going to look at that in a second. Coming weeks might have a fair chance. Just okay, I know these supports are very strong, Christoph. The 27 support on Palantir is not going to change. I'm sorry. It will take an earthquake to move it. It's not that simple. It's no. No, to put in simple terms, no, it's staying there for a long time. No, Tom, happy for. Oh, what did I miss? Yeah, no, Tom did a killing on guys. Even when I bugged Tom about selling Palantir, having opportunities to rebalance, he didn't. He just said no. Like if I could sound you the conversation, it wasn't even like a, no, he wasn't. It wasn't no. But when should I buy? It was a very confident. Guys, you need to learn from Tom when it comes to his confidence about these things, and this is how you develop the bulletproof system. You also need to remember it at hard times, right? When it drops down, you need to be hyper happy. You can have buy lower, especially those who are people who are not traders. And if you have a trading position, separate them. They do not work together. You need to know how to apply X thinking and Y thinking for the different parts of your portfolio. For others, or this, guys, is the Joni not freezing? Gene, Johnny, I don't know. My connection seems to be very stable at the moment. I don't think there's any issue, but I hope the guys will say best times to buy during panic. Exactly. Not freezing. Thank you, sir. I will continue then. So, guys, we've covered 4 hours, although seemingly some would assume bullish. No, given time. Okay, remember, if we're confused about the 4 hourly, we look at the 1 hour and the daily. The daily, again, very bearish. I know it creates analysis paralysis to people when they see these contradicting time frames. We might as well start from the larger one, right? If you want to, we can do that. We can go to the 12 and realize that really it's unavoidable and the market wants to go down one way or another. And it's going to be very severe because that's a 12-month chart, right? And just through the period of the next 2 candlesticks, which means 2 years, to correct downwards potentially, if we're going to do that very rapidly, which does not seem like so. It seems like we're going at this trajectory, which is horrible. That means we're going to be doing this for 3 years. It just that. Sorry, I wouldn't take indication from the trajectory because the market can actually. Tom says going up in the by the stairs and going down via the elevator, right? I say gain and drop, let's lose in buckets. Yeah, we move downwards far more often, more rapidly than we move. Once the market catches on fire, right, it's gonna go up in flames very rapidly. Basically, that's kind of the gist of it. So the yearly does not look good. We start from that. If we want to, we can start this way. Then it's going to be clear for everybody. The overall overarching larger prediction is not great. And I can see easily through this process how we, as I said, go through this 44% correction, 43, 45, whatever it's going to be, below that 30. It's not 81. It's 34.91.58, which was that period low. I don't want to say it out loud, don't want to get punished here. By the way, like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. Again, guys, that really helps the community grow and makes me want to do these a lot more often, which brings information, up to for you to decide whether I'm a crazy moron or is this any good. Let's go smaller. So, well, half a year. Remember, as I've explained, the overarching trend matters more. That means what you're seeing is basically us on a downtrend. Is just a breather, if you will, which is funny. Those who know harmonics understand that this limb should hypothetically have been smaller. But if you look at history, at the last 100 years, no joke, you will realize that this limb is always larger. This time it's just very large. It's just excessive. It's just stupid. Harmonics dictate that this limb can be this price action can bring us to a higher high than the previous high. Yes, but this is just bonkers. But we know why. We know that's the artificial conditions, right? Which we're gonna end up paying for around the corner a lot more. It's gonna be horrible, in my opinion. I mean, depends on how people will perceive it. Quick, not to bore you guys. Same thing as I said. So far, we haven't done this because we still have another month and 2 weeks to see this candlestick actually close. Subsequently, this formation will not change in a long time. Overall, pardon me again, my ugly drawing or inability to draw to save my own life. The trend is still a downtrend. The same way I described these waves go downwards, the same way the waves go up. The same way they go down. The waves are far longer than you guys realize. So yeah, that's just to explain that this indicator doesn't just go up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not a binary system. It's a lot more complex. It just comes all in a linear form, and because it comes in a linear form, people often confused and don't see the importance of these highs and lows in the process. That's that. So I know seems bullish. No, actually bearish. My opinion, call me crazy, don't care. Monthly is not pleasant for us because that is indicative that we're just around the corner of that turnaround, which, guys, 1 hour and 40 minutes away from closing this month, so we're right about done. Yeah, get ready. It's gonna get fun. Right around the corner, we'll see. I think we're at the final crossroads. Of course, there's the argument of some people argue we're going to go up, some people argue we're going to go sideways. I argue we're going to go down based upon the technicals that we're seeing. I do argue we're going to go down. This is a normal procession, very long time, in fact, very not abnormal. This is perfect. Basically, we're more than ready to correct down. We've done our process there. The technicals are screaming at that from all angles, and we're already seeing on a smaller time frames that convergence process that is happening here is just not as visible here because it doesn't happen. Well, it just happens once a month. So guess what? We have to wait an entire month to see this thing readjust. So this readjustment, my assessment, since we still have that 1 hour and wonder how low we're going to close, the lower we close, the far more likely it is to drag this process out for lesser time. Still could be that the beginning of the month will appear flat and then we'll readjust as we're going to go through the following month. Still very indicative of a turnaround at this stage and a correction to the downside. Testing, amplifying downwards subsequently on this, and only then we'll see. With this correction will be, of course, bringing us upwards, but no higher than before, retaining the downtrend. I think I've covered everything on the weekly. Sorry, let me try and keep it clean so you guys can actually see stuff that I explain and talk about. Okay, that's cleaner. That's better. Let's go. 1 week. 1 week, as I said, very much similar to what we saw on the larger time frame. Sim very bullish, but in reality, what it is the process of churning to the downside. This, what we're seeing on the larger time frame, this is the linear progression of that process. So right here, we're going to turn around. We're going to see this break even further down, test an oversold territory, amplifying the down price action that we saw on all the other adjacent, as you can see, right? In the time frames that allow us to see that potentially we're going to be going downwards and not upwards, right? So that these adjacent time frames are very important in what they indicate to us. All right, we finished S&P. When it comes to all the time frame, let's go back to the 1 minute so we can just sort of observe what's going on, clean up a little bit the chart from all that crap that I drew. Just a little bit cleaner right there. Right. All right, that's good enough. Let's go with that. Not surprisingly, again, testing that 5607. Shouldn't it be 5608? No. Anyway, 5607, the bottom of the gap. Testing it again. I'm back at the chat, guys. Best time to buy during crisis, we said. It was panic, Tom said, not freezing. I love Tom's DCA system. Yes, Midwest. Tom's system works. That's the only system we professionals call basically as close as you can get to bulletproof. That, if you do it right, it cannot fail. That's just the natural procession of the market. Yes, you can make more, but that also requires more risk, more back and forth, more headache, more a lot of stuff that if you're not up for it, then don't. Stream not glitching, we said. All right. Don't worry about Tom. He's too happy when Palantir goes down. He can add more shares, the same amount of money. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly, Mike. Exactly. The same amount of money, more shares. Absolutely. You understand the reasoning. Yes, Mike. I love you guys. You understand exactly what I mean. Some of you really get to the bottom line of what we're saying here. Okay, I'm learning a lot about timeframes. Yes, Brad. Okay, good. Again, that's good. The more you come, the more you hang around, the more you're gonna learn inevitably. I think today you already got so much knowledge. You're gonna have to, give it some time to settle in, if you will. Brad hung out with us on Discord today all day. Everybody's are more than invited, guys. Patreon is starting to get some steam. If you want to become a full-fledged member and be privy to the private channels, go to Patreon, sign up. It's only $10 a month. This tier is limited. And once it's locked, it's locked. So now what we had with Tom's Academy, it's just going to be a new tier and it's going to be more expensive. It is what it is. It lets you enter the Zoom calls. Tom does. I do. We enjoy. We join together our forces with these combined calls. All the resources as the private channels, and more so, I'm doing my own bit, adding on top of it all, with the community, with the members as well. Remember, free members are not privy to that. And when you do enter Discord, make sure to do a couple of things. First of all, make sure you go to the rules channel and you confirm the rules. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in limbo like the rest of these people for some reason that are just struggling to press a button. When you do press this button, you will be previewed to the public channels. Then you go to FAQ, frequently asked questions, and there we can find all sorts of instructions on how to connect. In fact, if you press this title, you see what it says, click this title for video instructions. So if you click this, it actually open up a YouTube video that instructs you how to connect everything, how it all works. And here is the link. We've done all the hard work for you guys. You can connect your accounts very easily, and then you'll be privy to the private channels, not just the public, the private channels as well. Well, not as well. Then you'll move to the private ones. No fear of being harassed by fake Toms or fake me's, because there are plenty of these. Be very, very, very careful. Not Tom, nor I, nor Tim, nor any of our staff will reach out to you out of nowhere, start telling you buy this crypto, sign up to this brokerage. No, none of that stuff. Some of their profiles look very similar to ours, although ours are very special. Again, I repeat, Tom or me or I or Tim or Arnon or Elron, none of us will ever reach out to you out of the blue for no good reason and start selling you bullshit, especially non-crypto, none of that, nothing that sounds even remotely like. The only thing, if you're participating in the giveaway, we might talk to you about that, but of course then you'll be prepared and aware of us approaching you. Otherwise, don't trust. Preferably, don't trust more often than trust. That way you'll not have any issues on your head. Christoph like smash. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Do that. Join the Discord. 17,600 plus people and growing strong. Very soon, 18,000 people. I bet that by next week we already hit 18,000 people. Sign up as well. Don't forget to ring the bell here on the channel as well. What am I missing there? Sorry. I just lost track of the chat where I was. My bad. Usually talk options. Christoph, yeah, no, you know I don't do options. That's okay. How long does this be extended with? Spending when inflation is already bad. Can you look at that far? Can you look that far back? It's not gonna be a good comparison. You realize that, John, right? Conditions are very different. Every crisis is somewhat unique. It's the same way we're not ever gonna repeat the real estate crisis that we had in 2007, 2008. It's never gonna look the same. We're gonna fall into a different hole, yes, but not exactly the previous hole. And conditions have changed significantly. So, I mean, you should understand. Roosevelt, what years is that? Wow, man, no, that's, I mean, I think we can, but no, it's going to be so, like, why? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. You're going to have to extrapolate so many cycles out, even if you can't. What? That's going to be insane. And what indices can you look at? I mean, you're going to be limited in what you can see, actually. That's, I mean, nonsensical, sorry. It is what it is. Get up to date like other data. What did I miss there about Gene? Okay, no, I probably missed something. Sorry. Thank you. And 24, 33 big. Okay, I'm trying to rush this so I can get to Palantir as quick as I can. Wouldn't say learning technology. Gene doesn't need to be helped with technology. Gene is good with technology. Danny, hey folks, hello Danny, hello. Friday night with Greg. My wife is jealous. Thomas, I'm sorry. Soon I'm gonna let you go soon. Promise her, I'm gonna let you go back to her very, very soon. Tell her it's important. She shouldn't be jealous. She should be happy. Subsequently, if you're gonna learn something here, is gonna help you make more money, buy her a new stuff, and make her life happier. So maybe a new car, whatever makes her happy. New jewelry. A vacation, whatever. Discord username, Christoph. Christoph, I'm not recognizing you. Wait, who are you on Discord? Financial crash caused by same reasons as before. If you're trying to play people, what? Trying to play the same exact way each time now. Plus economy changes. Gene, you're confusing. Wait, why? Okay, yeah. Financial next. Why would you assume that the next financial crash is caused by the same reasons as before? No. Gene sort of asks us rhetorically. Okay, Gene knows anyway. Tom Palantir is next. Probably dealing with Grandpa again. No, Tom is here, guys. Tom is a true brother from another mother. Again, no joke. Tom helped me with everything. He taught me everything I know about YouTube, how to do the stuff, what should I be attentive to. So no, Tom is a legend, guys. Tom is here even when you don't think he's here. So yeah. Christoph, you're Elrond. God damn it, Christoph. He's banana. I should have known. Right, I should have known better. But anyway. Okay, let's do Palantir. Palantir is fun. Let's do Palantir. Guys, Palantir, Tom knows I kind of repeat and say it's on the same trajectory. The other day we got to retest again 3007, pretty distinct, pretty clear. Let me show it on a smaller time frame so we can see, right? I'm also, and I should have known, because if you remember, I sent them I should have known. I sent them the winnings. I should have known. Yeah. No, it's it's doing the same thing. Nothing really changed. We just sort of, it's like a bouncy ball, right? So we got so excessive because of the trend, because of the earnings, because of everything, right? The indices were accommodating, started correcting down, tested 3007. I'm familiar with it for a long time. Then we have 2007. Of course, we have some interday in between. We also now have a gap to close, by the way, those who are attentive. that little thingy. Let's use this. There you go. There's a gap, right? You see the green rectangle there. Trend is distinctively downwards. Even the stupid bot recognizes it. The bot is oftentimes stupid and does a lot of stupid things. That's just the reality. Uptrend, right? But notice the smaller, shorter downtrend. We're already starting to switch over, basically. So, of course, we'll have to see how we deal when we do get to support here to that crossroads, but we're close. I mean, and indications are that we're going to go down, at least just the testing of the oversold territory on the daily and weekly, as it is moving towards convergence, and IWM being so entangled with S&P and S&P bringing us downwards. You guys know I'm not being biased, guys. Remember, I'm the guy who was super bullish when all of you were screaming the end of the world is coming. Just to remind you, right? Again, Tom can vouch. The videos are still up. Okay, if you look at my videos, I was the guy who was calling that bottom, right 2 months in advance. And by the way, ask Tom, I was calling it in advance. I started even 2 months, like before, 2 months before I started the 2 months prior. And even then I was also very confused about the goings on, because it was very volatile, very abnormal market, and people were saying I'm crazy. In fact, people were calling me crazy here still. They were saying, Greg, you're wrong, we're gonna go down. I mean, now they struggle with it, right? And even I'm impressed by this. This is just bananas. This is just stupid. I mean, honestly, I remember calling this out. And while I was calling this out, I was saying there's like 20% of this happening. Those who know me at all know that this is probably not going to be so prolonged and just stretched. It's just bananas. It's just like, wow. I called it kind of making it to here normally, but this is just wow. And still, that does not change the trajectory of the market and how the market plays out on the overarching scheme of things. And knowing what we know about the indices and knowing what we actually see on the individual assets, including Palantir, sadly, guys, get ready for 3007, 2907, probably within the next following weeks. I don't want to be too, short term. Is probably going to be rather sooner than later, if you will, to put it in simpler terms. Let me clean this up a little bit. So, sorry. I'm trying to run through everything. I really am. Guys, pardon me for this. I really am trying to run through everything. Market. Guys, I don't want to know what you're talking about there. I'm afraid. Nukes and stuff. You want me to get demonetized? Oh, right, I'm not yet monetized. Haha, joke's on me. Haha. Soon, though, soon. Down. Guys, lots of down. Very unpleasant. Remember, I called this out. I told you it's not going to be perfectly matching with these highs, but give or take. And if you look at the actual high of the candlesticks, right, this and this is not that all far off. Yes, I mean, look at the white line just to kind of get an indication to how far we really are, right? And remember, this still has some time to retrace. Throughout today's session, we don't know if we're going to get power hour. We still are, well, we have enough time for the last hour. We'll have like an hour and 20 minutes. So, guys, Tom, Arnon can tell you last 5 minutes. Ignore last 10 minutes, last 5 minutes. The market can go bonkers, do what you expect and been waiting for the whole day, and it's been signaling that it's going to do, and then it waits for the absolute last second and then does it. Mustang Mama here. Yeah. Hello, Mama. Also, one of my students. Salute to you, Mama. Great member of ours. Now, students of all the academies and everything. Username reveal. My username I will reveal. I'm Greg Investory. Big secret, guys. Look out for Greg Investory. Let's do Affirm. Affirm is interesting. Affirm is actually pretty crazy. I mean, I don't have to say where the resistance and support is. We're hopping on top of it right now. 43.09. Magic. Impressive. Very impressive. I expected results to be negative. Max completely blew this out of the water. Sadly, those who know Affirm know that this is not going to be long-lived, and day traders who short are playing this hard right now because, well, Affirm is no special, and if the market's going to get wet, Affirm is going to get extra wet, if anything, because Affirm has partnerships with everybody and their mama, and if these other assets are suffering, we already saw the outcome. Affirm, the same way it can move 30% up in a day, it can move 30% down easy. The same way it does 10% on the daily up, it does 10% daily on the down. So guys, be very, very careful with this asset. This is one of those, things that are reserved for the pros, if I can be so rude and say so. If you're having longer outlook, too expensive for my taste, not a good price to buy. We're waiting for a bigger correction. And by the way, this 43 price makes sense to me, which now means Affirm is not going to drop to single-digit prices, which was mind-boggling to me, because we were so low at some point, 21, sorry. Those who know, my price target on the firm was 20, so we were $1 away, which in essence, I might have been an idiot and missed sort of that intermediatory wave. I still would argue that it's not good to ride it unless you're an expert, because then you're going to end up being screwed up and holding the bags at the price you don't want to. And this chord is Hoochie Mama! Hoochie Mama! Yeah, you guys are insane. I love this. I absolutely love the community in these lives. It's so fun. Tom was so right. Tom, brother, shout out to you. You were 1000% right. Tom, I was so nervous about doing lives, guys. And I'll tell you, I was very nervous. I was like, how can it be simpler? Tom was like, no, bro, trust me. It's so easy, and it just flows, and it's just you talking to your community, and it's fun, and you're going to love it, and it's this and that, and trying to convince me. And I was so worried and so anxious, which is not like me. I was like, no, but if I'll do this, and if I'll do that, if I'll say the wrong thing, he's like, are you kidding me? I say the wrong thing all the time. And I say the wrong thing all the time as well. That happens. We're humans, Doesn't matter whether on camera or not, or sort of recorded or not. It doesn't matter. We're human. We make mistakes. We have, like a brain fart, if you will. But you get the idea. It still is very fun. I highly enjoy this. And Tom was absolutely the GOAT, telling me that it's going to be fun and I'm going to enjoy this. This is so much better than making any videos, because it's this sort of interactive, fun thing together, and I actually get to answer your questions. We get to look at various things. It's not locked in, kinda. It's fun. It's actually fun. And Tom was right. And it's very fluent. I gotta say, I enjoy this a lot. This is fun. Guys, I'm sorry I'm not an attention whore. It's not my thing. In fact, I'm one of those quiet people. But I enjoy this, and it's not seeking the attention as much as I enjoy the hangout with the community and sort of this thing that we do, and it becomes almost this traditional thing we do every evening. I absolutely love this. Jesus, it's my birthday, guys. And I don't care. I enjoy this. It's not a job. It's not something I struggle to do. It's fun. So Nvidia, guys, nothing that is surprising here. Again, earnings were positive. We're still on the downside, as I've predicted. Those who watch the videos know, nothing surprising here. I don't think I really am going to dive on Nvidia right now. I've done it in the individual video. Guys who don't know, there's a special video, specially dedicated for Nvidia. It's the last video. Watch it on the channel. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, smash, support, whatever, all the great stuff. We said we did. Tesla 200, guys, we're still testing the 200 area. Really, if you want to be super meticulous and scalpel precise, 213 is the actual resistance supports that we're dancing right now. The bottom is the 200 level. There are some intermediatory, of course, intraday supports and resistances. Ignore this was slippage. Don't ignore it, because we're gonna do this again soon. We're still on a downwards trajectory. Sorry, it is what it is. I told you guys back then when I sold it to 300 that I don't see us until we're gonna hit bottom in the market. So all these things, Tesla is also dependent on the market. Unless Tesla comes out tomorrow with borderline free Optimuses that do everything for you, then it will go up. Yeah. Otherwise, no, or something of that, measurement of vehicle. So there's that. Chat. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, Chimuri. You guys went bananas there, I see. Your name is Grandpa. It's gonna be actually. How come we didn't have anybody pretending to be Grandpa yet? That's an interesting one. Source, trust me, bro. That's the best source. Are you kidding me? Come on. Everyone, you should know better. Shout out to Christoph. Christoph, I'm gonna give you here. You're gonna sadly you're gonna be gonna have managerial rights here as well. I'm gonna here you are moderator as well, my brother. There you go. If somebody speaks nonsense, kick them in the unpleasant place. All right, so since we're kind of quiet for a second there, again, shameless plug to our amazing Discord, which now has 17,700 people. Like I said, closing on 18,000 right there. Here's the public part. And then if you become a full-fledged member, guys, if you will post here stuff that is not in with a thumbnail and a thread, I swear to God, I will put you in timeout. Stop being childish. You're driving me nuts sometimes. Okay, please. Otherwise, shout out to all your legends. Great threads that we have here about various topics. Of course, as you can see, that's the public part. If you become a full-fledged member, you get previews to the Zoom calls we have on a weekly basis, to all the other stuff we do, giveaways that we have. We have giveaways that we do as well. By the way, Elrond, Arthur, and Ricky were our last year's winners. Elrond got the worth of 10 Tesla stocks that appreciated from the bottom. Arthur got the 50 Affirm, Ricky got the 100 Palantir. So you can see again, these are the winners. We are very open about things. By the way, these are subsidized by Tom, guys. So when you wonder what Tom does with all the money he gets, he puts it back into the community, guys. Just to be honest with you guys, Tom puts stupid amounts of money into the community. Pays for bots. What do you think we get all the gadgets and cool stuff we get in the community and all that? It's all Tom, guys. Poor schmuck compared to him. Come on. So, shout out Tom, new video. Go, everybody, go watch Tom's video. Go watch Tom's video right after this live or while this live, but then rewatch it again so you don't lose focus. I have to do my job. I know. That's it, Christoph. You've been recruited, brother. That's it, you know. By the way, he didn't win being a moderator around. We just chose him to be a moderator because he does a phenomenal job. He's a phenomenal member of our community. He's everywhere at the same time. Sometimes I claim Christoph is not really a human. He's actually a bot that was given to us by the higher powers. So you choose to believe whatever you choose to believe. Calls worked for $1 period, 90% right now. Okay. Developed by Palantir. Could be. We might have actually stolen Christoph from Palantir and we're just keeping it under wraps. So yeah, there's that part of things. What else do I want to show and brag and say and what else? That is the Patreon. That is my Patreon. It's Investory, right? Sign up. You'll be able to see previews as such when I make member exclusive. Last one was a while back, so I need to make a new one, although I am kind of doing it one-on-one with the members. Still very empty, guys. Hurry up, because when it's going to be full, it's just going to be full. Then I'm going to open the new tier, which is going to be 30 or $20. I'm not sure. We're gonna see. So right now it's basically almost free, $10 a month, and you get to participate in all the cool activities that I already mentioned in the previous session earlier. Anyway, so I think I've covered everything at this point. Questions before I forget and lose track of things. Let's see. Yeah, no, absolutely. What else? Links in the description below. Those who wonder, links are in the description below, both for the Discord and the Patreon. Our Discord is very simple. It's basically discord.gg/Tom Nash. So super simple. Yeah, we use Tom's name because that's what it. Tom is still the owner of that server. We want to keep it simple and clean. That's it, guys. Any questions? Anything you want to maybe ask or say? Comments, remarks? Tell me I'm an idiot. Whatever, you know. Feel free to do all of the above right before we close off this live, because I do need to go and celebrate my birthday a little bit, just a little bit, once a year. By the way, when I'll be back from, taking my time off a little bit, my academy will be reopened, which now there is no way to sign up to my Technical Analysis Academy other than going through a personal interview with me, making sure we all both understand each other. You're actually interested in what the academy provides and all that wonderful stuff. There is no other way. Spots will be open when I finish my vacation, about a week into September. Let's call it that, kind of, give or take. Happy birthday, Midwest. Thank you. Midwest, you really want to give me a present? You want to make my day? Show up on Discord. Let me get to talk to you, finally get to know you. Bro, you are such an amazing bro or sis, whoever you are. You're such an amazing member. You've been with us forever, both Tom and I and the overall community. It's a travesty that I don't know who you are. You know what, guys? It's time we start showing up on Discord. I mean, you're so active here. Why not? Guys, come over, hang out with us on Discord. We do that all the time, okay? Right now, there's nobody there, but this is where my academy is. This is Tom's academy. By the way, Tom keeps it super active, sessions every week. Lots of ton of stupid valuable videos. I just cannot explain the value in words. It's just I start stuttering like a moron. This is, guys, it's the borderline holy grail stuff. These academies, you know what? Usually people don't do that, but I feel like the amount of work I've done, and I sort of proven myself several times over at this point, both academies are that valuable. It doesn't matter. Both are as valuable. You should know what both of them teach, what both of them provide. The more the merrier, the more you know, the better you will get. That's just the reality of things. I forgot what I wanted here, but there was something cool about this. Members, chats, announcement. I don't remember. I wanted something. Drunk chat. The Drunk Grandpa Pub is the most important part of our Discord. It's the most fun, I promise. Yeah, join in. Highly recommended. That's the Discord. Don't forget to confirm the rules in the opening there. Use the app. Don't use it through the browser. It sucks this way. Everyone is here, not in Discord. Right? Actually, I didn't think about it. Such a good point. Right? I wanted to show off the chat, the voice channels that we usually hang out. Guys, no joke, at this stage of the Discord, 24/7. There's somebody there talking about something 24/7. And in fact, even though it doesn't seem like we're there, we are there 24/7. I hate to admit it, but that's the reality. Even though we seem like we're not there, we're always there. It's our house as much as it's yours. So obviously we're there. Nanny's good point. I mean, such a good point. Yeah, right. Everybody's here. You guys are awesome. About that, by the way, again, amazing, tremendous shout out from the depth and core of my soul, not my heart, my soul, to all of you awesome people who show up on these lives, participate. Like I said, I enjoy this, but they're nothing without you guys. Like, it sounds cliche and all the YouTubers say that, but it's legit. Like, this is fucking YouTube is gonna punish me. But yeah, it's it's fun, and it is what it is because of you guys. So it is what it is. That's it. I'm gonna get demonetized. Pom pom pom. Okay, I'm just drawing stuff. Okay, that's a potato. That's not a heart. Another potato. Okay, here you go. There's a heart for you guys. Big love. Big love to you very much. Midwest is also like Palantir bot or something, like Alex Karp under disguise, I don't know, or something. Like, he's everywhere, legit. Midwest cannabis, yeah. Finally legal in most places of the world. It was about time. I didn't trust Discord for a while. No, I mean, look, Discord can suck, but we try to keep it clean and organized and ban all the fake Gregs and Toms and Tims and all that stuff. Tom pays a bunch of money for all the bots that keep the Discord server safe. Like, guys, we put stupid amount of effort and money into the thing. I'm not kidding. I feel like we can brag. We should. It's an amazing thing we've built. It took us crazy amount of hours, crazy amount of days, hours, effort, money, all of the above. So I'm very proud of it. I think we should be. And again, Discord is as much as your home is as much as it's ours, and we're proud of it because you guys are there as well. So that's a big portion of things. Yeah, yeah. Actually, we're gonna get finally a 3 day weekend. That's so nice. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy this weekend to its fullest. Definitely gonna go to the beach and stuff, rest as much as I can. Although it's pretty scary here lately. Not gonna lie. In fact, right now I'm gonna go out. Not sure how fun that's going to be, simply because everything is semi-dead here right now. But yeah. I see Midwest. Still, regardless, we hang out so much there. I mean, the hours are pretty insane. It would be really awesome if you actually join the Discord, take part in the community. For all you've done so far, if you're in public, I'll personally grant you 1 month free membership. Easy. Just for being the awesome member that you are. Naps are more important. You seem to be here all the time. How are you napping? Are you sleep talking? Sleep trading? Yeah. Nanis, he does sound like a good daddy. Good daddy, right dear? Technical are including. Yes, Danny, a miracle. If Danny's asking, is there anything that sort of can change and forestall the whole process? Now, if I don't know if somebody can bring Donald Trump. First of all, if election will happen like in a week from now, and Donald Trump is elected, and somehow he got his hands on like a bag of fairy dust, and he's gonna be able to resolve the world problems in a weekend. It's a bit problematic. It's a bit problematic, Danny. There is nothing that really. Yeah, it is a good question. Actually, it is a good question. It's a valid question. There is nothing that I can see that there is so much. We're in such deep doo doo at this point that even though I do believe Trump is the right cure for it, Trump is not a magician. And we don't even know how things will pan out. We all assume everything will be just great, and he'll come in and like things will just work themselves out, and that's not how things work. In fact, I will argue that most of his administration will be wasted on trying to fix what the Democrats broke, which will Democrats will then rely on the next one, claiming that it was Trump's fault, relying on people's very short-term memory. The same way people right now are asking me why they haven't been buying during the the previous drop. You know what I'm talking about. I was like, yeah, guys, because you were thinking the end of the world is coming, and I watch my videos. I was saying you should be buying, but I cannot tell you what to do. Why? Because these sort of things don't happen all the time. In fact, quite rarely. All right, so you should be buying. And I should be keeping cash on the side. For what? If the world is coming to an end, your money will be as useful as fire tinder. What are you going to do with it? Wipe your ass? Pardon the French? Even it's not even good for that, let's be frank. Everything is aligned for a crash. Exactly. There is no bias here. If the market right now would have been presenting upwards direction, I would have been saying, guys, upwards, it's crazy, but upwards. I've been saying that when the market was going the other way around and it was justified. Now I see and I show you. You read whatever the hell you want from it. It's your choice. You're all adults at the end of the day. But I mean, If you close your eyes and say nah, 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 and ignore what I'm saying, yeah, is that going to change the market? You guys realize people are like, oh, Greg, you're trying, you have benefit in this. Like, no. Even if I convince our entire Discord and the whole community, the 4.5 people all of us all together, even if we all drop our portfolios and go deep to our nose into the S triple Q, that's not what's going to revert the market. There's nothing I can do. We're all together. We're not even a grain of sand. Let's be realistic about this. I'm just saying what I see. My bias is based upon what I see, if you will, not the other way around. It's not, oh, I have this, so based upon that, I see what I want to see. No. And shout out to Tom again. By the way, guys, unlike the rest of the YouTubers, he was literally the first one who came out. None of these perma bears and these people, it's not surprising that they come out and say bearish stuff, end of the world is coming tomorrow. No. Tom was very responsible sort of to the community and came out and said, guys, I don't know. From what I'm seeing, it could be a highly possible thing here. Prepare the way you need to prepare. Of course, gave you sort of his opinion on things, but he was straight up forward with you guys. Unlike the rest of YouTube, pretty much. Again, same thing as Dan Bilzerian, same thing as all the other blah blah, same as all the other nonsense that was happening. Tom was always there for you to tell you guys the things the way they are, even if they're unpleasant. They're not certain. We don't know. I have my certainties because of what I do. But at least Tom actually came out and guys say, well, prepare for this. There's a high probability of this thing. Doesn't mean it will happen. Doesn't mean it won't. But be aware that it could. And what that thing is. So shout out to Tom again for that thing, by the way. Because most of you just, as the community members, understand the value of this. Most other people outside of here don't understand this. Trust me. Go ahead. Talk to people. You'll see. Tom Lee had a poll. Most hedge funds actually, the first concern is the geopolitical instability. Yes, because geopolitical instability leads up to supply chain disruptions, which lead up to further problems, which geopolitical issues, oil prices. Oil prices are raw material and energy. You see how the net, the web starts to open up and everything is connected to everything. So yeah, of course, geopolitical tensions are they're almost like the core of all the other stuff. The rest are ripple effects, if you will, more so. But those ripple effects cause their own ripple effects. And then we end up being in the middle of a storm. Yes, Job. Absolutely. Very correct. Your last comment there, absolutely. I would pay to see Tom Lee and Greg have a Zoom call. I would. Wow, Brad. Man, that would be such a wish come true. In lots of ways, I don't care. I don't mind us being opposing. I'm not there. If I would do that, I would not be attacking him. I would be just asking questions about how I see things. A lot of people ask questions about the money that Tom Lee sees on the sideline. I don't see it. That money belongs to money market people. They are very risk averse. Even if some of the money will flow back in, and I would want to see and bring that argument to him and see how he would acknowledge or not this argument. And I didn't go in depth here. That argument is very easy to make, first of all. So it's far from the amount of the money he's talking about. That's, some people ask me about it. Well, I hear this question quite often. I would ask him about technicals. I would ask him about geopolitics and geopolitical conditions that subsequently going to cause ripple effects on oil prices, like I just mentioned, and instabilities in supply chains. So I would ask all these questions. The same thing, is it calculated into his thesis, and how does it work? And you know what, guys? Remember, he has no fiduciary duty to you. When he appears on television, his fiduciary duty is to his client. So you don't know. Maybe he's doing the magician trick. He's telling you one thing and doing what he needs to do for his clients to benefit. So remember, put that, keep that in mind. And the double speak and all that. Remember, he can also answer my questions doing double speak, and you guys will be confused to all hell. Yeah, I will get what I want at the end of the call, but will you understand what happened during that call potentially? See what I mean? But that will be a dream come true. I don't mind having a debate and back and forth. I don't mind if it will look from the outside as if he won. There is no one. I don't care. We're not children. It's not your case sounds a little more plausible, so thus you win. The market will do what it wants to, whether my case or his make more sense or whether one of us wins the debate. It has nothing to do with us. We're just two idiots arguing with each other hypothetically. Again, you know what I mean. I'm not saying he's an idiot, not at all. In fact, he's a brilliant man. A ton of credit to him. He's a brilliant fund manager, to be frank. So, our Tom is in good relations with Tom Lee. Our Tom is in great relations. You guys don't know. Our Tom has far-reaching and his acquaintances with people you cannot even fathom. I'm just gonna say that. And I myself am blown away at times. I don't know if I would consider myself on that level, maybe someday, but I definitely wouldn't mind. I do give a lot of credit to Tom Lee. He's a brilliant man. Guys, you don't become Tom Lee without being brilliant. Just to put it, come on. I have a ton of respect for him. Kathy on her bad days. You just name the manager. This environment is very difficult. We all are warriors, and it's not easy for anyone. I give you my word. It's sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. At the end of the day, I see them far more as my peers than somebody I'm battling with. So just to put that in some framework. Call Tom squared. No, I'm not gonna do that. Danny, you're gonna learn something. I'm gonna say this. I'm not big on repeating this sort of things, but Tom and I, one of the reasons we really like each other and we get along very well and we kind of find ourselves in this friendship and doing stuff together, we don't do drama. We do market analysis. We do what we're good at. Drama is for children. You want to look for drama? There are plenty of YouTubers who are full of drama. This guy said this guy looked at this guy and said this guy. Not here. Sorry. Not us. Not in our community. Not in our home. And in fact, once I see that in Discord, I'm not even going to fly out without even a warning. It's going to be a hammer to the face, basically. So we don't do drama. We're too old for this shit. Sorry. That is what it is. And that's why Tom and I, not Tom Leah, Tom Nash, my brother from another mother, we can agree to disagree and see the validity in each other's theses, even if sometimes contradicting each other. Sometimes they are very much in line, it's just not necessarily visible to the outsider, the person who is not familiar with the industry and how things work. Guys, Tom and I speak almost on a daily basis. Trust me, before you ever hear about any of my theories, Tom hears about them weeks in advance, if not months. So it's fine. And we debate and we talk. It's fine. We're adults. That's what adults do. If Democrats win, turn on money printer. Oh, I don't even want to think about it, Brad. They're already are. They are right now spending money as if there is no end. The Fed are saying they're selling their balance sheet off, but they really are buying at the same time. Quantitative easing with quantitative tightening at the same time. This game is such a joke, man. At this point, everything became so politicized, and I warned about this when I realized they're not going to hike rates high enough to actually stifle inflation, because the process between the 3 to 2% is the hardest. And Tom and I were telling you guys again and again and again and again when this was more important to be attentive to, and again, people forgot because short-term memory. You guys, I hope not. Again, the people who are dedicated and stay in the community and follow our stuff, remember, it's for you. We know this stuff, right? It's for you to know and to maybe potentially add into your equation and calculation of how things work. That is that. Let's see how the S&P is doing. I've kind of neglected looking at it, which, yeah, nothing surprising. 45 minutes to go there. So, okay, let's see what we're going to do. Let's stay live a little bit longer, guys. If you want me to go a little bit longer until I have time, press 1. If you want me to shut my stupid face and go away, press 2. put it in the chat, of course. If you just press it, I don't know. You need to put it in the chat. 3, Brad. I agree. 3 is the best option. Brad, good one. I salute you on that one, Brad. Brad, free membership for a week just for that. Michael Rosenberg, 1. That's it. Everybody else are not here. It's just like Brad and Michael. Okay, Michael and Brad, good to see you. Oh, Cannabis woke up. Did I wake you up? All right, so we want to stay a little bit longer. We'll see what the market does. All right, let's do that. I have a little bit of time, so why not? When my friend starts notifying me that he's on his way, so we can start moving, getting my ass moving, getting ready. So yeah. Why not, Alex? What do you mean? You should know better. Those who do. Alex, also a student of mine. Alex, come on. You know I don't like. I do this. I don't half-ass. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this as the best to my abilities. I tried to run through all the analysis as quick as I could, so we can get to the hangout part and just hang out a little bit, just shoot the shit, if you will. Alex is my student. He's gone through the course. He knows I'm not stingy with my time. Those who are serious about learning, I give my heart and soul. I enjoy what I do. One of the best things in my life that I have ended up being able to do something I tremendously enjoy. I offer my course for chump change. It's like I said, it's like buying a Lambo for $100. So in general, the community is goddamn amazing. And I mean, I was planning for it to grow as big as and amazing as it is at some point, but damn, we knocked it out of the park. As people would say, we've really done really well. I'm super stoked about how you guys, helped us build the community. This is not. In fact, I'm taming how happy I am and how I feel about this. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate the kind words, brother. No, Mike. I don't. If I had to go, I would have gone. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not shy as well, Mike. You should know either as well. I'm not a shy dude, but I really do enjoy that. Why not? If I'm not in a rush anywhere, there's plenty of time still. It seems. Why not? I've got, I was worried that I'm not going to be able to run through all the analysis, and then suddenly, time will start sort of cramming me towards needing to rush. But no, why not? If something happens, we can look at it together, talk about it. No, John, I don't drink actually. There's this funny joke. I wonder if any of the people who were with me during that sort of incident will I ever able be to hear me tell this story. But when I used to still work for various companies, I found myself drinking quite a bit, which you'd be surprised how the tolerance sort of builds up. I mean, my tolerance was always rather high, but before I got into the industry, I kind of stopped drinking for a long time altogether. No alcohol whatsoever, no beers, no nothing. And then I started working in industry. The more successful you are, the more you develop a bar at your desk, if you will, and everybody else has their own. And the more successful you are, the more you drink and shots and drinking games and all that crazy stuff and marathons, and you end up drinking a lot. In fact, sometimes the companies themselves supply you with the booze just to. Some of the guys here, I showed them pictures how the manager, like they just bring in the alcohol into the desk, put it on the table in the middle of the room, go ahead, right? And I'm talking not just beers, like hardcore booze. Most of us used to travel by train to work, so it doesn't matter. Most don't even have to drive home, so it's just kind of like there's no worry. Of course, they do expect you to be responsible if you do drive and all that, but it's pretty crazy. And at some point, I found myself hanging out with friends of mine at the pub on a Friday, and I just ordered Coca-Cola, and they were like, "Don't you want to drink something? I mean, drink." I was like, "No, I drink strictly at work." which was kind of a jab at my own self, and I really did think about it for a second, and I kind of toned it down for a while because of how much I realized how much I was drinking at work. So to the point where when I go out, I'm trying to recover, if anything. It got, I can say it got bad. I'm definitely not an alcoholic. My parents are definitely not drinkers. Far from it, in fact. But I'm not gonna lie, I ended up drinking quite a bit. Those who are curious, get on with me on chat on Discord. I can share photos of some of these, events and stuff. Look, it was easy and accessible, and the companies themselves provided the booze because it's a very demanding, very tough job, and whatever gets you through the day, so to speak. I hate to admit it, and look, you didn't have to. It's the only person I can blame for drinking so much is my own self, not having the responsibility and stopping myself. If it's not like it got bad. I was never sort of the guy who runs to the bathroom to puke or whatever. In fact, it's actually pretty amazing relative to the amounts I ended up drinking at times. We ended up even drinking. Oh, guys, remind me, help me. The green drink, absinthe. Absinthe. We ended up even drinking absinthe one time at work. Green. Pretty insane still to think about it. And just operating normally. You see, when you're that good at your job, you really need to be like really impaired not to be able to do your job. Which is funny. This is another thing that made me understand how well I was at some point, how good I was, because I was supposedly well impaired, but more than able to. Look, it's not driving. Let me just say that. It's not driving, and in fact, I remember impressing myself at some point, saying, "Holy but Jesus, how did I survive this day, if you will, marathons and whatnot?" I know I'm not Grandpa, John. Grandpa should, bro. Grandpa is like real hardcore. Grandpa can drink me under the table, bro. Grandpa is a legendary legend. He's not just a legend; he's a legendary legend. That's like yeah, 2 levels above legend. So yeah. No, I did end up drinking against one of my coworkers, and yes, she was an Irish lady, not a younger lady, an older Irish lady, an amazing lady. She was like my mama at the trading floor. She was amazing. She always took care of all of us, not just mine, all of us. She was so much more experienced and mature than all of us, and she kind of kept us in check various times. And she was awesome. She was absolutely awesome. I'm not gonna dox her, but she was an absolute legend, an Irish lady. And once we went to hang out for like a company retreat thingy, like escape games and all that, and we ended up drinking head to head. But I gotta say, she seemed as if she's not phased, and I was basically at my edge. I'm just gonna say that. So, Irish people, shout out to you, legends. Okay, there's that. Absent. Yep. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. I gotta say, I have photos. I have a photo of that day, still. In 30s. That was my 30s. Yeah, I mean that was my 30s. If you think, whoa, guys, look at the market. Look at what we're doing. Look at that craziness. I mean, we're almost at the day's high. Look at that, nice. Look at that. Push up. Oh no, again, guys, you know what I remember. It doesn't matter whether we're gonna end up seeing this by the end of the session. It's unavoidable. Sorry. So yeah, it may as well push even a little bit higher. Not gonna help it. Hey, by the way, inverted head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. You see? They're everywhere. Calls are paying. Yeah, I mean those who who are not, those who are not capitalizing on their trades for today are probably gonna get screwed. So there is that. What's the Q's doing? What? I forgot. Drawing stuff. Q's doing nothing interesting. 828. We're still on these wonderful lows. It's a higher low, which is good, indicative. This is a higher low, guys. This is a low. This is a higher low, indicative of an uptrend. Yeah? Strudel, Ugendagen, Bagan. I hope that meant good things. YouTube, don't punish me. I had no idea what I just said. Just more triple Qs. Casey! Shout out to you, legend. I'm planning to, I really am waiting. I just kind of am traditional like that, if you will. I would use a different word, but YouTube will punish me. Very traditional, old school. And although I prefer, I buy stocks with extra money. Always extra money. So I'm waiting for extra money to come in that I've been waiting for. And when it does, just everything is slow with PayPal and their stuff, and it's slow. I will buy more. My next plan is, I'm right now at 1800 as triple Qs, planning to get to 2000 ASAP as soon as possible. Those who don't know, there's that. Okay, ladies and gents, I think there are no crazy. Or you got the story from me. What else do we need here? The market is not doing anything all that volatile. Nothing that surprising, I guess. At least not for us. Yeah. So, all in all, I guess I'm going to adjourn this meeting unless you have final questions for the last minute. If not, again, reminding you, like, subscribe, Patreon, Schmatreon, all that great stuff. Channel is still not monetized. I am trying to help with the Discord as well. Do my part, if you will, which is hard still. Compared to Tom, I'm a brokey. Which also reminds me to tell you guys, well, I have no idea how modest Tom is. I mean, he can put all these dates schmates to shame. And he's such a modest dude. He's a humble man. Let me tell you that. Thank you for participating, Brad. You're my #1 fan. All of you guys don't stare next to Brad. Brad wakes up in the morning. First thing he does is, before he brushes his teeth, he sends me a message, when are we going live? In the touch 214. It doesn't matter, Black, it's not about when something closes, this nonsense. Oh, if it closes above this point today, it means that no, that's not how stuff works. Please, guys. I mean, come on. That's just not how stuff works. Good story, thanks. Sure, my pleasure. I mean, join us in the community. I can have many more stories about the industry, and I have a lot of photo evidence. A lot. Ring the bell. That is true, yeah. Mama, thank you so much. Guys, ring the bell. Mama told you, yeah. Ring the bell, otherwise you'll not be informed when I go live. You'll not know. You'll be late. You'll see this week afterwards, and you're like, Greg told, he pointed this out, but yeah. Brad, love to you. You're an absolute legend. You're an absolute legend. For real. I was maybe harsh on you today a little bit, but that's all from love. It is all from love. It's just because I'm a straight shooter. I know bullshit. I don't dance around. No sugarcoating things as they are. That's how I like. No bullshit. That's why Tom and I actually are friends, because no bullshit. Yeah. I mean, also he's a very smart man, but that's very much an important parameter for me with friends. No, I wasn't cranky. No, Brad, you have never seen me cranky. First of all, I don't do cranky. I just go from, from the beast is asleep to it's fully awake and ready to tear heads off. But I ain't never seen me cranky. Trust me. I'm Daragoid, Caucasian. I take head off right away. No bullshit. And today we do technical analysis with Caucasian Greg. You complain, I take your head off. You complain some more, I take the food too. All right. I got carried away. All right. Love you much, guys. Have an awesome weekend. The members, guys, those are the members and Patreon members and future Patreon members. We might have something this week. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see how things will work out, how my weekend will look like. But we're, even though I'm on vacation, I'm going to try and get something done with you guys so we can hang out and talk a little bit about the technicals, maybe see what's going on and all that stuff. Patreons and Academy members alike. That's it. Have an awesome weekend, boys and girls. It was awesome doing this with you as always. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.